We got some folks who are so woke that they don't think any white teachers can make a difference. Do you or someone you know think that the movie Freedom Riders is a white savior movie? Or that Erin Gruwell, the main character of that movie, had a white savior mentality? Have you ever wondered, what was Erin Gruwell really like in the classroom as a teacher? Or maybe you've asked, how accurate is the movie Freedom Riders? In this video today, I want to address some of those criticisms, answer some of your questions, and correct some of the misunderstandings that you might have about the movie Freedom Riders or about my teacher. During this Teacher Appreciation Week, I want to tell you about who Erin Gruwell really is and about the difference she made in my life. Hello, my name is Dr. Manuel Scott. I'm a speaker, author, and I'm an original Freedom Rider. That's right, I was in Erin Gruwell's very first class when she became a teacher, and that woman helped me. And for the past 20 years, I have been trying to pay it forward with students and teachers and administrators all over the world because of my gratitude for that woman and many educators like her. And so before I answer your questions and address those concerns, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I upload new videos once a week, usually every Friday. Okay, so through the years, I've heard criticisms about the movie Freedom Riders, about it being a white savior movie, that Erin Gruwell, the teacher in that movie, had a white savior mentality, that she was going to enter into the hood and save all these black and brown savages from themselves. And whenever I see those criticisms, then they're never to my face. I always read them online from others. I always scratch my head because it's clear that her critics and the critics of our movie have a very naive and incorrect understanding about the movie, about us as students, and about our teacher. So let me give you some context. I come from a beautiful mixed family, but a very broken family. My father's been locked up for most of my life. My mother did the best she could with what she had, but things were hard. And my stepfather was often addicted to drugs or an alcoholic and became violent and abusive whenever he got drunk or high. And when he was sober, he was a good man. But when he was drunk or high, it was another story. I lived in 26 places before I was 16. And I used to take all those issues with me to school. And people made fun of my hair, my clothes, my shoes, my neighborhood, my family, my parents. And so I started hating myself, hating others, hating school. And from 4th to 9th grade, I ditched school 60 to 90 days every year. And I was just running the streets and doing all kinds of things, heading down the wrong path. In the first semester of my freshman year, I earned a 0.6 GPA, and then I dropped out after my friend was killed. It was in that place that several loving adults came into my life to help me. One of those people was Miss Erin Gruwell. I was placed in the back of this English teacher's class. She grew up in a gated community, clueless about the inner city. But she had a heart to become a teacher to kids like us. And so we were the class that scored at the bottom on all of the statewide tests. And this woman came in and built relationships with us and established a rapport with us. And she helped us see the value of education. And she inspired many of us to improve our attitudes and our grades. And she helped many of us become the first people in our families to graduate from high school. She helped me apply to her dream school, UC Berkeley. And I went to Berkeley and I earned a bachelor's degree in political science and rhetoric. I went to graduate school, I got a master's degree, and I just finished my PhD to become Dr. Manuel Scott. But I'm not the exception. She has helped so many of my classmates. So many of my classmates are very successful today as teachers, as coaches, as entrepreneurs, in corporate America, as professors with doctorates. So many of my classmates are thriving. And so I speak from experience when I tell you that my teacher, Erin Gruwell, did not come into our classroom with a white savior mentality. Was she naive about the inner city? Yes. Was there a whole lot that she had to learn about us to make a difference? Yes, but she did not come in with this savior mentality or this martyr's complex. No, man, she came in with a heart to serve, with humility and a desire to love us and empower us through education to improve our lives. And that's what she did. And so when I hear people criticize her, I scratch my head because I know that their conclusions are stronger than their evidence. And I would even go further and say that if an independent qualitative study was conducted to compare the impact of Erin Gruwell to the impact of her critics, I think that study would find that she has helped more students, teachers, administrators, and others than all of her critics combined. And education is not a competition. It shouldn't be. But whenever people criticize her, I can't help but wonder how they have allowed their conclusions to be stronger than their evidence. And I can't help but wonder about the impact that they've had in the lives of their students. And so I submit to you that whenever someone makes these kinds of criticisms about Erin Gruwell or freedom riders, that you ask yourself about the kind of impact that they've had on their students. Because if their impact has not been as great, if they have not had as much fruit as the person they're criticizing, then I submit to you that they should humble themselves and consider that maybe, just maybe, they could learn some things from her. Was she perfect? Absolutely not. But she did her best with what she had in often a very difficult environment. And she made some mistakes. And she would be the first one to tell you about those mistakes. But this woman made a difference in my life and in the lives of so many others. And this is related, really, to an attitude that's in our culture today. There's this self-righteousness among so many people, even within education. There's this sanctimonious attitude in which we expect people to subscribe to our worldview. And the way we view education is the only way that education should be viewed. And anyone who does not subscribe to our perspective should be criticized or attacked. We got some folks who are so woke that they don't think any white teachers can make a difference. There's this criticism of many white teachers for being culturally incompetent. Listen, I've met educators all across this country of every ethnicity who are interculturally incompetent. And so when I see blanket statements about white educators needing to make significant changes in their lives, I often think it's an oversimplification. And I need to say this. When I was at the worst moments in my life, when I needed the most help, guess who helped me? White educators. Erin Gruwell stepped in and encouraged me and so many of my friends, not with a white savior mentality, but with a heart to serve. And there was Coach Clark and Coach Brennan and Coach Cooper and others who helped me in high school. In college, it was Marion Constable. In graduate school, it was Greg Scharf and Michael Bullmore and John Woodbridge and Greg Waybright and Harold Netland and so many others, James Hoffmeyer and Perry Downs, who mentored me and helped me. During my doctoral studies, it's been Craig Ott and Robert Priest and again Harold Netland and others who have mentored me, who have encouraged me. These have all been white educators. And so I think it's important to recognize that there are so many educators doing their best with what they've been given, and they don't get enough credit for it. Today, I wouldn't be here with the success that I have had it not been for the loving educators who stepped into my life. Had Erin Gruwell not helped me apply to college, to her dream school, I wouldn't have gone to Berkeley. I didn't even know what Berkeley was or college really was. I wouldn't have met my wife. I wouldn't have had my kids. I wouldn't have gone to graduate school. I wouldn't have earned this PhD. I wouldn't have been in the position to even earn the degrees that I have. I wouldn't have been in the position to help as many people as I've helped. And so today I celebrate my high school English teacher, Erin Gruwell, and I celebrate every educator who shows up every day to give your best, despite the challenges, despite the criticisms, despite the keyboard haters and trolls and activists. I'm here to celebrate you and thank you for your devotion and your commitment to serving and helping and reaching and empowering the students in your life who need you the most. Block out the noise and commit yourself to continue doing this work with all your heart, because it's not in vain. Today I want to ask you to like this video if it's added any value to your life, to subscribe to this channel, and to hit the notification bell so you can be notified of the new videos that I plan to upload once a week to answer your questions, address your concerns, and teach specific skills and strategies that I think you can use to reach the little Manny Scotts in your life. All right? Again, my name is Dr. Manuel Scott, and I thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.